Over the past year, I've been documenting my weight loss journey with you guys, and I made a promise to myself. But by the time I turn 30, not only would I lose this weight, but I keep it off. Today, I'm 30 years old and 75 pounds down. I'm still maintaining it, and this video is for anyone wondering what happens after the transformation. Because honestly, this is the season where the real work actually begins. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra, and here on my channel we are all about creating a life you love. So with that being said, we're gonna hop into today's video. So today we are talking about a phase in the weight loss process that I kind of feel like I was most nervous for, and that is maintaining my actual weight loss. For those people who are new, I have actually really documented my journey on losing weight here on this channel, and I am officially now down about 75 pounds, 80 pounds sometimes as well. But just naturally our body kind of fluctuates throughout the month, so do not get, I feel like you can't get too caught up on the number on the scale. But you do have to be serious about getting your rhythm and your routine together to help you stay consistent so you can maintain your weight loss. Now, honestly, I think weight loss is not necessarily about the extremes. It's more so about being consistent. I feel like to actually start to lose weight, you have to get in a deficit. You have to move your body more. And a lot of times people get into that very extreme because they want to lose weight super fast. But the thing is, like, when you lose weight super fast like that, I think you don't have the necessary time to build up those habits, build up that discipline, build up the patience to actually transform your body, which I think makes maintaining it much harder. I used to be a very serial, like yo-yo dieter, yo-yo, weight loss kind of person. Like, I feel like I've gained and lost the same 20 pounds a million years in my life, honestly. So if you are like that, today I'm going to be giving you guys a few things that I feel like have helped me in the process of maintaining this weight loss. Like I said, I'm down 75, 80 pounds. I sit comfortably between like 122 and like 128. I literally have not seen the number 130 on the scale in months. So I think what I'm doing is working pretty well. So if you guys are interested in some tips that'll help you maintain your weight loss, stay tuned for the video. Okay, so first things first is like you have to make the necessary adjustments when it comes to your mindset. And honestly, that is progress over perfection. I feel like in the beginning of my weight loss, I was just like trying to be perfect, everything. I'm like, most people lose weight like so much faster. And it was like, just because the scale wasn't moving did not mean that I wasn't making progress. Something that I actually had to do just to even help my mind. I had to get a different kind of scale that tracked like body fat. I was looking at my pictures. I was seeing that I was losing, fat percentage instead of just focusing on that number on the scale. So as long as you are still doing what you need to do, you are making progress throughout your journey. And I think when people chase perfection in a weight loss journey, it's bound to kind of send you on a spiraling path of destruction if you mess up one day. Like, it's that all or nothing attitude. And that's not something that you can have with weight loss, because it's like sometimes you'll be like, all right, I messed up today. I'm going to mess up for the rest of the day because I messed up this one meal. And that's something that I had to teach myself. And that is just get back to your regular scheduled program. Like, okay, you ate pizza at lunch. For dinner, have, your baked protein, whatever it is, turkey, chicken, or steak. Have your veggie, have your carb, and call it a day. Still go to the gym the next day. Still drink your water the next day. Like, the world does not end because you had one bad meal. And that's another thing. Like, we have to stop labeling foods as bad or as good, because now, like, I literally just ate some Lay's potato chips this morning. I mean, not this morning because it's not morning, it's like lunchtime, but I'm not freaking like harboring over it. I'm not. I ate a few chips, and for dinner, once I'm done filming all of this, I'm going to go to the grocery store. We're going to have some steak tonight. We're going to have sweet potatoes with the steak, and then I need to figure out what veggie we're doing. But I'm just going to get back to my regular scheduled program. Like, the world did not end because I had a few Lay's potato chips. And that is how you have to really think about when it comes to the mindset piece of it. Like, just get back on track. Get back to your regular schedule program. Another thing that I kind of feel like I was most nervous for in getting to the place to where I had to maintain this weight loss is like, what if I don't? What if it doesn't happen? What if I gain it back? But I had to kind of stop thinking like that because I've been maintaining. So obviously what I have built up in the past few months, actually like last 2 years, has shown me that I am able to maintain this weight, which shows me that I am successful in the things that I do, the rhythms that I've made, the consistency, the discipline, it all paid off. And me maintaining this weight shows that I'm successful and I built up the necessary habits to be here today. So another thing I think is important is to learn to listen to your body. I actually just did a video probably a month and a half ago. I didn't do any real videos in March because I turned 30, but that's besides the point. I just was very busy in March, out of office literally a whole month. You have to learn to listen to your body, and a way that I actually listen to my body is through cycle syncing. And that is essentially syncing your body and your meals and your exercise and your life with your cycle. Like sync your life to your cycle, because in reality, as women, we have 4 phases of our cycle. And I go into a huge like cycle syncing 101 kind of situation in that video. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it here so you guys can check it out, because I'm not gonna like go into full detail. But you have 4 phases in your cycle: menstrual, follicular, ovulation, and luteal. And essentially you're a different kind of person each week throughout these phases. You're supposed to eat certain foods. You're supposed to do certain activities. You're supposed to do certain workouts. And this helps you work with your body instead of working against your body. I know there have been plenty of times where you're like, I am so tired, but I'm going to push myself to do this Orange Theory class. I'm going to push myself to do this Barry's Bootcamp class. I'm going to push myself to do this workout video. In reality, your body might just need you to do some light yoga or some walking, maybe just get a walking pad or just walk outside. Like today, I'm on my menstrual cycle. So I did a light workout because I'm not tired or anything, but I didn't go to the gym today, and it's not the end of the world. Instead, I did the light workout at home with some lighter dumbbells that I have. And then after, I walked outside for 30 minutes. That is still working out. And that is how I have learned to listen to my body. It's not the end of the world because I didn't make it to the gym. It's not the end of the world because it doesn't look super rigid how I used to live life. But being so rigid and all or nothing can really mess up the mindset piece of this, because as humans, it's inevitable. We're going to fail at something. We're going to do something wrong. So if you allow yourself to build up this consistency and these habits, it's easier for you to get back on track if you fall off for a day. Okay, so next, let's talk about some daily habits that have actually helped me maintain this weight loss. And that is essentially just making sure I have some sort of like daily movement. Like I said, I used to be very rigid. I'm like, I have to go to the gym. I have to go to Pilates. If I didn't go to the gym, that means after work, I have to get on the Stairmaster for 2 hours. Like, I used to be so freaking rigid like that, but daily movement does not mean you have to get on the Stairmaster. Daily movement does not mean you have to get on your walking pad. Daily movement can be, if you have 15 minutes in between your meetings at work, you can go walk your building. You can walk outside. You can stand in your cubicle and do a few squats. Like, I just started to look at life more as a free-flowing place instead of being so hard and so rigid. Movement looks different for anyone. Like if you want to just, dance, if you want to do some sort of like video, just make sure you're having some sort of movement throughout the day. And that is going to help you burn off, excess calories through that movement. Another thing I think is key and important is making sure you are hydrated and making sure you are getting enough rest. Honestly, if you're tired, you're not going to be able to perform. If you're dehydrated, you're not going to be able to perform. And even like essentially last month, I was trying to really batch some content for you guys, but I literally had a headache for the entire month of March is what it felt like. It at least was a headache of 2 weeks. And I kind of like got down and out about myself because I'm just like, dang, I have not creating any content this month. And I usually have some batched so it can help me, in these moments to where like I'm not feeling well, but I didn't have anything. So during this time, I actually realized the headache that I had was actually due to a lack of hydration. Personally, for myself, I don't really like water. I just don't. It does not taste good to me. I just don't. So I actually went to the doctor, and at first they thought I had COVID. They gave me a shot that was supposed to take the headache away. Took it away for maybe a few hours, but the next day the headache was back, and I went to go see my psychiatrist because if you guys don't know, I'm actually on an antidepressant for ADHD, also for depression. And she was telling me like medicines like that will dry you out as well. So you have to make sure you're drinking your water. And then once she told me that, I'm like, well, it makes sense because I don't really drink a lot of water. So I'm like trying to be more intentional about actually hydrating myself. And if I don't want to drink water, there are other things you can do. You can do like a coconut water. Actually recently I've been doing like the Gatorade Light, kind of like a Pedialyte, but it's like Gatorade Light. And I just kind of keep those throughout the week just in case like I'm starting to feel a little dry and I feel like I'm drinking water and it's not enough. I also have had to do like liquid IVs. I don't really like liquid IVs, so I've also tried the Prime hydration sticks, which are okay as well. But I kind of feel like when it comes to adding like electrolytes and hydration sticks, it just kind of tastes like salt. So another thing that I actually saw on the internet, I can't remember the guy that was talking about it, but is use Celtic sea salt in your water and just put like a dash of it in your water. It has like trace minerals and it'll help hydrate your body by adding that little bit of salt to your water, because I don't know, I think it's something about the way they purify water, like it takes a lot of the like natural minerals and stuff out of it. So if you add a little bit of Celtic sea salt, that'll kind of help you stay hydrated as well. So this habit here was something that I tried so hard not to incorporate. But once I actually started to really try to incorporate this, I saw a lot of success. And that was introducing a high protein diet. For the longest, I was vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for the past few years. Or flexitarian. I've had pescatarian days, but like I just was not eating enough protein. So throughout this weight loss journey, like I said, I was mostly vegetarian. So a shift happened one day for me, and I'm just like, I am so tired trying to work out. Like I just felt like the workouts were dragging. I didn't have any energy. And I think it's because I just wasn't having enough protein. So I actually started gradually introducing meat back into my diet. And I just started with like some steak tacos. Like I just started to introduce like meat back into my diet to make sure that I'm having adequate amounts of protein, because there are like protein snacks like chips and bars and stuff, but that stuff is processed and it holds a lot of other like chemicals that can cause like inflammation and bloating. I honestly just rather get protein from whatever the most natural source of it is. So I just incorporated meat back into my diet. I don't really do chicken too much. And if I do chicken, I do like ground chicken, and I love to do these chicken meatballs. That's like a staple in my house. Every week we're going to have some sort of variation of a chicken meatball. So last night we had chicken meatballs, some rice and some green beans, and it had like a little gravy with it. And it was so good, and it's so high in protein. The other week I had like chicken meatballs. It was like a lemon chicken meatball with rice pilaf and some arugula. So I'm making sure that I'm having these balanced meals that incorporate protein as well, because when I said I was vegetarian, I was just eating plates full of vegetables, but that wasn't enough protein. Another thing that I actually like to do is if I'm in the mood for it, I will do Greek yogurt. The thing about Greek yogurt is it tastes like sour cream, so I can't always get down with it. I have to be in a mood to eat a Greek yogurt, and I'll add like some mixed berries on top. That'll kind of help enhance the flavors. So I think it's very important to actually get your protein in. I'm sure I'm not eating as much as I should be, but just even introducing it back to my diet has helped me, I think, have more like definition in my body, have more energy in my body. And I just feel like it's been able to help me really maintain my weight loss as well. The moment I introduced meats back into my diet, I actually saw the scale break. I think I was stuck in my 140s for like months, guys. I felt like maybe 2 or 3 months. And the moment I started eating those steak tacos, that scale dropped. And it was like I wasn't eating protein every day. Like I wasn't eating meat every day. But that one serving of steak tacos I had every week, I don't know what was in it, but it was helping me move that scale a little bit more. So I think it's important that you make sure you figure out what protein sources work for you and how to incorporate protein in every single meal. I'm very weird. I have these food aversions here at times, and so sometimes I'm like, I'll cook eggs and I'm like, I don't want eggs. And then I'm like, oh, these are a part of a chicken's reproductive system. I don't want any eggs anymore. Like I just think crazy stuff about food and I'm like, yeah, I don't want it anymore. But get that protein in because it's important. I would honestly say I actually just got my hair done maybe a few weeks ago. And I went home to Detroit to get it done. And she's like, yeah, you need to have more protein in your diet because your hair is kind of thinning out. So now I really want to be diligent about making sure I get enough. And I'm trying to aim for like 130 grams, but that is super hard if you're not a super meat eater and trying to avoid processed proteins as well. So let's talk about some things that I don't do anymore. So I would say I'm not super obsessive about calorie counting. I feel like I've had seasons to where like I was super obsessed with it. I was doing MyFitnessPal, and if you complete the diary in MyFitnessPal, it'll be like, if you eat like this for the next 6 weeks, you'll be down to this number. So it became like a place where you're like, oh, looking at the calories, can't have this, can't have that. And I started to really just learn how to eyeball like how much I can have. What does a serving look like instead of always obsessing about the calories, and even thinking about if you go out to a restaurant, sometimes it'll be like, oh, the meal is 3,000 calories or 2,000 calories, but that does not mean you have to finish the entire meal. And I feel like I used to think about that afterwards. Like after we'll go out to eat, I'm like, oh my God, I just ate all of those calories. And it's like having that guilt of eating the calories is one thing, but like actually eating the calories is another thing. So something that I've talked about this here on my channel too. I throw food away. I throw it away because I don't need it. And that's the reality. Like we already eat so much as Americans. They give us so much of a portion size when we go out to eat, or even just how they make our fast food and the way that it's prepared. It's a lot more calories than we actually need. So instead of thinking about counting these calories, when I get my meal, I just make sure I do not finish it. I don't do this, but because I don't like to take it home. Because if I take it home, I'll like still eat it the same night. So one of my friends was telling me that what she does when she gets to a restaurant, she automatically bags up half of the food. So she only eats half at the restaurant. Now, I don't have enough discipline to bring the food home, so I just don't bring it home. But that can be something that'll work for you guys. But you have to stop obsessing about the calorie count, because all calories is energy. And like the only thing about weight loss is being in a deficit, burning more calories than you take in. So I'm telling you guys, if you simply cut everything that you already eat in half, I promise you, you will see a significant change in your weight loss. Just cut it in half, because more than likely you're already eating more than a serving anyway. Get diligent about cutting the meals in half or figuring out a portion size that is appropriate for you. So another thing that I don't do anymore is like, like I just said, have guilt or stress about having a bad meal. Life goes on, and it's not the end of the world because you ate something bad. I actually just was on vacation, so I've been eating like a lot more fun stuff, drinking a lot more, and like I used to be on vacation, like uncomfortable in my body, uncomfortable in my skin, like, oh, I shouldn't eat this, I shouldn't eat that, and was already still big, so it didn't matter. So I should have just ate it anyway. But like this time on vacation, I was truly able to enjoy like meals. However, I was not finishing my meals, and people, we went with like a group of friends, and they're just like, so you're just gonna miss out on life because you don't want to ever gain weight again. And I'm just thinking, that's a big piece of it. We have to decenter food from life. Food is not the end all be all. Life does not revolve around food. You need food to nourish your body, but you don't need every single good piece of food in the world every single day. Like you can have, times to where you have a little bit more fun. Like I said, I was out of office pretty much the whole month of March. I went to Jamaica, I went to Puerto Rico, I went to Detroit. Like I made sure I had what I wanted. I just didn't have a full portion of it. And guess what? I came home still in my maintenance of in between 122 and 128. I naturally sit there, but I wasn't obsessing over, how much did I eat it? Did I eat too much? And how many calories was it? And oh my God, I feel so guilty when I come home. No. You know what I did? I went to the gym the next day. I got home and got back to my regular scheduled program. Like I said, last night we made meatballs. What was the vegetable? Meatballs, green beans, and rice. Like, get back to your regular scheduled program. It is literally as simple as that. And that's really kind of pushes me to my next point, is not having that start over mentality. I don't know about y'all, but it was always like, oh, I'll start my diet on Monday. I'll start my diet on Monday. I'll start my diet on Monday. Stop starting and just freaking do it. Like literally, that is what is holding you back. The constant start over. Like I said, just get back to your regular scheduled program. You can still have fun foods. Just don't finish it. Like it's literally as simple as that. And the moment you realize that this is more so a lifestyle than a punishment, it will make your life so much easier. So I just want to talk about how I stay motivated throughout this process, because motivation is a fickle little girl. Like she comes and goes as she wants. And that's why I think that it's so important not to rely on motivation alone, because you're not going to always be motivated. You're not going to always feel like it. Like I said, as women, our hormones fluctuate throughout the month. We're in different phases of our cycle. Every phase we're going to feel different. Every phase we're not going to feel motivated. Some phases throughout your cycle, you're going to be pumped, excited, like let me go do this HIIT workout. But then other phases, you're going to be like, I don't feel like doing anything. And that's okay too. You have to know that, just because you don't feel great today does not mean that you can't do something. Like you can still move your body without it having to be this extreme grand, like thing. Like I think you make things bigger than what they actually are. Like literally just get up and walk for 15 minutes. That's some sort of movement. That's better than not doing anything. So some things that help me stay motivated is really focusing on how I feel. You guys, when I tell you this is the best shape I've ever been in my whole life, I'm actually to the point to where like I feel so freaking good in my skin. I'm just like, I'm obsessed with myself, like quite literally obsessed. And like I kind of actually prayed about it yesterday. I'm like, God, like thank you for making me feel this good in my body. Thank you for helping me show up for myself, because I don't want to think that it's just like all on me. I mean, I know I did the work, but at the same time, God still had to bring me through that confidence piece of it. Because when I tell you guys, I have gone so long without feeling good in my body. Like now it's just like a breath of fresh air to feel this good. It's a breath of fresh air to just go in the store and know if I pick up anything, it's going to fit and it's going to look good on me. Like on vacation, like my shorts were a size 3. Like who is she? So that is something that felt good to me. And that is something that kind of helps keep me motivated. The fact that I feel so good and I look good in my skin, like that is something that keeps me going, because I never want to go back to the place where I was. I understand like throughout life, you may have a baby or you may gain a little weight, but I don't want to go back as far back as I was. Like I don't want to go that high up in life ever again. So the way that I kind of channel that inner motivation is like, all right, this is your life. This is the lifestyle. You like how you feel. You like how you look. Do what you need to do. Get back to your regular schedule program. Another thing that I think is important to keeping you motivated is to keep realistic goals. Like for myself personally, I could not focus on building muscle and losing fat at the same time. I just had to go hard as a straight up cardio queen. And now I'm to the point to where now I feel okay and safe with putting on muscle. So realistic goals for me is like, all right, I'm gonna do this cardio. I'm gonna do this workout video. Like, I'm not going to focus on building muscle right now because that is not like realistic for my mindset. I know that they say it's good for you, but what's good for everybody may not be good for you. And it just wasn't good for my mental. So I had to get the fat off before I could even think about, lifting weights or be intentional about gaining muscle. So now I'm to the point to where I feel a little bit okay lifting weights. I actually did a workout today because I do want to build up my legs a little bit and build up my butt a little bit, because I do think that is a side effect of only doing cardio. Like, you lose a lot of your muscle mass. I had like zero booty, so I'm just trying to plump up a little bit, but I'm okay with doing that at a size 3 versus trying to build muscle at a size 10, 12, because it's just like I just always felt puffy and uncomfortable. So realistically for me, I just was a cardio queen, and that's the kind of goal that I had to set for my life. So think about, what's going to work for your household, what's going to work for your body, and what's going to work for your family. So with that being said, I kind of just want to end this video with, you don't have to be perfect to maintain your weight loss. You just have to be consistent. And part of me used to be so upset that it took me so long to gain this weight. When I tell you guys, it was like a 2-year process, really 3 years. The first year I didn't really lose any weight because I was getting my hormones back regulated after thyroid surgery. That second year, I lost about 20 pounds. 30 pounds, maybe 20, 30 pounds. And then this past year, I lost, I want to say 40 pounds. And I think I lost about 10 or 15 this year. So like over the years, like I gradually lost this weight. I kind of just feel like once I hit 140, it just looked like drastically different. But it still took me a few years to lose 70 pounds total. So it wasn't like an overnight success. It wasn't like, because that's how people are making it seem. People are just like, oh my God, what are you doing? The same thing I've been doing, working out. The only thing that I did different is like I cut those meals in half. It's the food. The food is the hardest part in the weight loss journey. Once you get your diet together, once you stop revolving your life around food and dinners and stuff like that, you'll lose the weight. I promise you that. Even for my birthday, actually, I'll put some footage in here, maybe at the end of the video so you guys can see, is I had a Pilates party for my birthday instead of doing like a birthday dinner. Like naturally, that's what we do. We do birthday dinners, or we go places and we eat foods. And it's just like, I wanted to do something different. Like I had a party at a Pilates studio. We had Poppy. We had some like little rice cake bites. Like we had like a charcuterie board. Like I intentionally gave healthy snacks. And we just had a good, healthy time, and everybody was nice and sore the next day, but it was something that was really fun. And I think we just have to learn to look at life a little bit different, because sure, food is good, but food will always be there, and you do not have to stuff yourself to capacity every time that it's time to have food. And I promise you guys, this will help you in the long run. This will help you learn how to maintain this weight loss. This will help you have success. Just don't finish the plate. That's not an eating disorder. That's not starving yourself. I promise you, if you were starving yourself, your body would tell you. And honestly, if you have a lot of excess weight, you're not going to starve yourself anyway, because your body has plenty of reserve of fat that it can eat off anyway. So I'm no doctor. I'm no nutritionist. I'm no trainer. I am letting you guys know what has worked for me as far as like maintaining my weight loss. And like I said, I didn't have an overnight success story. How you see these girls here on the internet, took me some years and it took me some time, but throughout those years and that time, it really helped me build up this consistency, this discipline, these habits. Like, it let me know what my regular schedule program is. And like, when I get to the point where I'm like, all right, Sierra, you're doing too much, let's get back on track, I'm able to do that like easily and effortlessly. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want you guys to drop your number one maintenance tip down below in the comments below. For some of us, weight loss can be a very emotional journey for some people. And for me, maintenance was one of the scariest pieces. Like, I was very afraid to get to this place. I was very afraid to stop eating in a deficit, like just very afraid of gaining that weight back. But I've been doing good these past few months, and I think you guys can too. So like I said, drop your maintenance tips down below for us, and I will chat with you guys later.